Hey, what's up? Ken from Palm Beach Dyno here. We have Jesus's 2018 Mustang GT on the dyno. As you can see behind me, it's got the Whipple Gen 5 Supercharger on it. It's a kick-ass setup, but he's here for a custom dyno tune, which we do a lot of these cars, so he's at the right place. We're going to go ahead and baseline this, see what kind of power it makes, and then we've got a few different things planned. After the baseline, we'll install just our tune, see what kind of power we pick up. Right now it has a 3.8 pulley on it. We're going to swap it to a 3.7 pulley, see the power difference there, and we'll see what we get. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the baseline now and see what kind of power it makes on the Whipple tune. Okay, there you go on the Whipple tune, 641 and 513 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty good. I'll take a quick look at the graph. This is pretty typical. Let's take a look. 641, 513. Pulls really good. We pulled that up to right about 7,400. Power flatlines a little bit up here. So we'll go ahead and get our tune loaded and see what we can make. All right, 691 and 551 torque on that pull. That's amazing on the first hit. We are changing pulleys on this car, but we're going to go ahead and make one more edit, see if we can make just a little bit more power on this pulley. Then the swap to the 375, we may make no tuning changes, but let's go over the gains on this right now. So it went from 641 to 691, an even 50 horsepower there, and from 513 to 551, that is 38 horsepower. As you can see right from the get-go, it's about even with the Whipple tune, but as soon as it hits about 4,200 RPM, that's where the separation comes in, and it's a fairly consistent gain across the board. Let's see right here at this spot, say it's 6,000 RPM. We went from 582 to 624, so what's that, 18, I can't do math, I'm sorry. 24, 34, 42 horsepower right at 6,000 RPM, and this is just a tune change. So that's our in-gauge tuning package. I didn't mention this earlier, but don't forget, whenever you tune one of these Mustangs, not the F-150, but the Mustangs, this package is the in-gauge tuner, the IAT harness and sensor, and then the Palm Beach Dyno custom tune, of course. Anyway, we'll go ahead and Rob's making some changes to the tune now. We're going to do one more hit on this pulley and see what it makes. Okay, we did another pull. We made some cleanups to the tune, which the curve is a little bit smoother, but we lost power. So this is another good lesson on 2018. They're very, very heat sensitive due to being fairly octane limited due to the high compression. So let's take a closer look at that. We went from 691 to 668 and from 551 to 535. This is the same pulley, and it has some tuning changes to clean it up. But what happened up here is we saw a little bit of knock up here that we didn't see previously. And this is due to temperatures. If we were able to give the car a real good cool down, I would suspect that we might, get close to 700 on this pulley. But in the interest of time, we're getting ready to change the pulley to the 375 and then also try the E85 after that. We're going to go ahead and move on. So let's go ahead and get the pulley changed and we'll do another pull. All right, we did a few pulls with a smaller pulley, and this is a good example of you don't always make more power with more boost, especially when you're octane limited like we are on 93 octane on the 2018. Let's take a closer look. 691 was the best power that we made on the 3.8 pulley. Then we put the 3.75 pulley on, and as you can see, we lost power, except we made just a little bit of torque on the very first pull on that, but overall we lost power. And as you can see, the graphs are pretty close. But the red and green lines are the smaller pulley, and as you can see, it did make more boost, roughly a pound and a half, depending on how hot the car is and the belt. But either way, we're down on power. That's never your goal, especially if you're running more boost. No reason to run more boost if you're not making more power. So right now, Rob and Kobe are over here swapping over the pulley back to the 3.8, and then we're going to do one more pull. And make sure we can at least duplicate these numbers or get back close to them, and then we're going to call it good. Okay, we got the other pulley swapped back on. We're out here with Jesus. This is his 2018 Mustang GT. I did want to mention this car was originally purchased through Lebanon Ford. They do some great Whipple turnkey packages where you can buy the Whipple direct from the factory or from the dealership. They do offer our tuning sometimes. This one had the Whipple tune. Jesus, tell us a little bit about your car and what you think about it.
It's awesome. It was a great experience here at Palm Beach Dyno. Learned a lot. We made a few runs, got a lot of awesome power out of it. Very happy and just excited to get it out on the road.
How long have you had the car?
Right now, it's actually 3 weeks. Had the car, just over 1,000 miles. We broke it in and obviously brought on over to you guys to make some serious power here.
All right. Well, you said you're done with it after this, but I suspect that's not true. So maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
See you back.
We might be back sometime.
All right. Let's see how this one goes. we didn't have a real good time for a cool down there, but here's a good example of how heat affects these 2018 Mustangs. Since they're already very knock limited, you add some heat and the power difference can be quite significant on the same tune. This is the same tune. We went back to the 3/8 pulley and the same tune, and let's take a look at it. 691, 664, 551, 524. As you can see, it's down about the whole way, and this is really basically heat related, and it's pulling timing, and that's about it. So there you go. So if you really want to make big power with a 2018 plus, I mean, this is big power, this is great power, don't get me wrong, but if you want to shoot for that 700 plus mark on a very consistent basis and not just a glory pull, you're really going to need some Octane in the car. We offer 4 precision return style fuel systems for this setup. This same exact pulley setup, well, when we went to the 375, I'd suspect that would make 750 to 800 all day long with no problem on E85. And right now, you know, it's struggling to try and make 700. So if you really want to make big power on that 2018 Mustang GT motor, you're gonna need E85 or some sort of octane booster or that. Otherwise, you're limited to right at that 690 to 700 horsepower range. Make sure you like our channel and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.